Hi, I'm Missy Stegers, your 2014 Chairman of the Board. And we have a special guest with us here today, Greg Flores, who's Vice President of Public Affairs with the San Antonio Water System, SAWS. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having us. We're very appreciative.
Thank you for coming. I'd like to ask a few questions of him today to hopefully better educate you on SAWS systems and programs that they have available. Greg, if I could start with a couple of questions, that would be great.
Sure, anything.
Could you tell us a little bit first to start with, what is your mission?
Well, San Antonio Water System, our mission is sustainable, affordable water services. And we focus primarily on two areas of our business, water service as well as sewer service. And most people, when they think of SAWS, they think of water. They don't
Yes.
typically think of sewer. But we do maintain the city's sewer system as well here in San Antonio and the surrounding area. So those two areas of our business are very important. The third area that's related to water is water supply. We're in constant
Yes.
search for new water supplies for San Antonio, in particular because of the growth that we're experiencing here in the city.
Yeah, we are definitely having a lot of growth, which I know brings concerns for you all. Can you tell us a little bit about those concerns as we move into next year?
Yes, our community in San Antonio and in the area that we serve at SAWS is growing by about 20,000 new people every year.
Wow, that's
That
a lot of
means-
people.
That's right, and that means not only are y'all busy selling new homes, but we're busy trying to find the water that's going to be needed to supply what's needed for those new homes, as well as for the jobs that are
Right.
coming here to San Antonio.
Big concerns.
So we want to make sure that we have the supplies that are adequate for this city for the long term, in order to ensure that we can continue to attract good jobs to San Antonio, that we can continue to provide a good quality of life in San Antonio, and those things all are tied together in terms of our water supply and water infrastructure.
Right.
So that's a big issue for us. We've done a very good job so far on a couple of different fronts. We know we're not running out of water because we've done such a great job in this community of conserving water. In fact, San Antonio is the best in the country at water conservation.
We are really good about that.
That's not anything that SAWS has done. That's what our customers are doing every day, whether it be changing their habits in terms of water use indoors, but in particular changing water use habits outdoors. We really think there's an opportunity to reduce water use outside on lawns and landscapes, and we're going to be providing a lot of incentives for people to take advantage of that opportunity to reduce their water use outdoors.
And that's a big concern as we move into next year, especially coming out of several years of drought. This year we're seeing places that have had extreme drought, which brings water issues back into play. So can you tell us a little bit about those programs in which we could all participate in, as well as share with our clients what they can participate in as we all move about San Antonio?
Well, one of the programs that's about to launch at the beginning of 2014 is one that will provide a free rain sensor for your outdoor irrigation system.
Oh, that's awesome. That's lots of inspection items that get taken care of there.
That's right. So one of the things that we hate to see is it's raining outside and sprinkler systems are going
Yes.
off in the rain.
It annoys a lot of people.
A lot of folks don't like that. So really there's an easy solution. There's a rain sensor that can be attached to your irrigation system.
Mhm.
It knows when it's raining, and it won't allow your sprinkler system to go off in the rain.
That's awesome.
We will be offering free rain sensors to anybody who needs one, as well as a $60 coupon to have a professional installation of that rain sensor. So you don't even have to go out and do it yourself.
Oh, wow. Now, will you guys have a list, and just out of curiosity, a list of who are some people that could install those, or is that you credit and whoever you want to use?
Yes, we will have a list of participating
Awesome.
companies that will
Mhm.
come out and do the installation. I believe the rain sensors are also wireless, so there's not much that needs to be done in terms of wiring.
Yes.
But that's something that we think is going to go a long way to conserving outdoor water use by preventing unnecessary irrigation during wet times.
Oh, I would so agree with that, especially in our older homes and so forth that
Sure.
may not be as new or retro. That's an easy retrofit.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
Yeah, the other thing we anticipate doing in 2014 is offering coupons to change out some turf grass areas. So taking out grass, replacing it with very colorful, vibrant, drought-tolerant plants,
Mhm.
and doing that in a way that also caps irrigation systems or utilizes drip irrigation, which is
Yes.
under the mulch. And
That's becoming a
the
little more
sod.
popular now.
It's becoming a lot more popular, and folks really like what they see when they have this drought-tolerant landscape that doesn't have to be cactus and rock. It can be very colorful.
It can be pretty
very
still,
pretty
yes.
landscaping that's native to this area and that doesn't require a lot of water to maintain.
Wonderful. Question on that would be turf grass. What, do you have a definition of what you guys consider turf grass? I mean, is it just all grasses, or is there specific grasses that are less water tolerant or more water tolerant?
Yeah, I think there is variation in how much water certain turf uses. For example, St. Augustine requires the most water to keep
Yeah,
it
it
alive. And if there's no shade, then it really burns up pretty fast in the San Antonio heat, especially during the summer. Other grass types like Bermuda and zoysia are much more drought tolerant. They tend to go dormant during hot times,
Mhm.
which means it looks like it might be dying, but it really isn't. It will come back as soon as the next rain is able to irrigate the turf. All that said, we would prefer to not see any turf at all that needs any kind of water. We would prefer to see drought-tolerant landscaping. If we have to have turf, then those drought-tolerant grasses like zoysia and Bermuda really are very effective for this part of the state.
Right, and I always think, any lawn you can actually landscape with some plants, besides just having all turf, is a much more attractive yard and provides a lot better curb appeal anyway. Do you have any other money-saving tips that you'd like to share with us that may be upcoming as well?
Well, I think, sticking to the theme of outdoor water use, that really is where most water is used.
That's
and
true.
where it does impact your bill, your water bill every month. So if you can maintain a once-a-week watering schedule, that's really all that's required from lawns and landscapes. There's really no need to overwater because you're either sending that water down the street,
Right.
or it's evaporating into the air. So good schedule of once-a-week watering is good, and adjusting your sprinkler system to different areas, whether they be in shade or in sun, whether they be plants, whether it be grass. We have consultants at SAWS who can go out and help you program your
Oh,
sprinkler
that's
system.
awesome. I never even knew that.
So,
That is
and
a
it's
great.
free of charge, but we'll go out there and
Great service.
help you do that, so that you're not overwatering. So the other thing that's really critical is during the winter months.
Mhm.
That is when we tabulate your sewer bill. So the
Ah.
more water you use in the winter between November and March,
Mhm.
the larger your sewer bill will be all year long.
Wow.
So a great money-saving tip is
That is a good saving
don't
tip.
fill your pool
Yes.
in the winter. Don't water your lawn in the winter. It really doesn't need it. It's
That's
cold, it's
true.
wet usually during the winter. It doesn't need it. So the less water you can use during that November to March timeframe, the lower your sewer bill will be the rest of the year. If you use a lot of water during the winter, your sewer bill will be even higher. So that's really a gift that can keep on giving all year long.
Yes.
If you can get that sewer bill low during those winter months.
That reminds me of two more questions, if I could ask you. I know that San Antonio Water Systems has a great website. If you could tell us a little bit about maybe where they could find some of the links or where to go to on your website for some of these water-saving tips, and especially about some of the information that you've shared with us today that I didn't even know about. You should water different areas of your yard differently because of what the plants are or grass is. And then after that, if you will, would you tell us a little bit about that one word that's very, very important to us, and that's sewer, and nobody ever wants to talk about it, but we are so thankful that we have it.
Right. Well, if you go to www.saws.org, there is a conservation page. So you can either say saws.org/conservation or just
Okay.
find the conservation menu item on our webpage.
Yes.
You can find out all about the programs that we offer to help people conserve water and to save money on their monthly water bill. And you can find lots of other information about what SAWS is investing in to help us meet the water demand of this growing community. So, for example, you can find more information about our recycled water system. San Antonio has the largest direct recycled water system in the country.
Wow, I didn't
So,
even know that.
All that water that goes into the sewer system, we clean it, we treat it, and it goes back into the city for use in it for industrial purposes, for irrigating our golf courses in San Antonio. USAA, you're familiar with that big campus they have?
Yes.
It's all irrigated with the recycled water. So every drop of water that we can reuse and recycle is water that we don't have to pump from the aquifer.
And that's pretty important.
That's very important because we want to make sure we preserve what we have in the aquifer.
Right.
The other thing is, as people conserve water, you can find out more on our website what we do with the water that we've saved. We're actually putting it underground in a different aquifer, storing that supply away, so that when we do face those really extreme drought conditions, we're able to pull that stored water out of the ground and utilize it to meet customer demand when times are really hot.
That's fantastic.
So lots to be found at our website, www.saws.org/conservation, if you want to learn more about conservation. And those
Make sure you
water
check
saving
that
tips.
out. I thank you, because I think that's really important, and just the information that I learned today from listening to you tell us about this is amazing, because there's things that I didn't even know. So let's get back to that last question. Sewer.
Sewer, yes.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, most people don't think of sewer when
No,
you think
they
of SAWS.
don't.
But we do maintain the city sewer system. We have over 6,000 miles of sewer mains under the streets of San Antonio.
That's a lot of sewer.
And the big challenge we're facing right now is sewer spills. We actually are required by federal law to not let any of that wastewater escape the sewer system.
Right.
And when it does, it's a violation. So the United States EPA has actually come and visited us and requires us now, under a court-ordered consent decree, to reduce the number of sewer spills we're experiencing. So we are investing a lot of money in our sewer system to make sure that we keep those sewer spills down as low as possible. The biggest contributor to sewer spills is grease and debris.
That was going to be my question.
Yeah, so just like grease, when we eat those breakfast tacos, grease can clog our arteries.
Yes.
Grease can also clog our sewer lines. So we ask our customers to be mindful about what is put down your drain. Don't,
Yes.
After you fry up that bacon in the morning, don't scrape and rinse your frying pan in the sink and let that go down the drain. Let the grease cool and scrape it and throw it in the trash. That's really the solution that we're looking for, and how people can really help us. Because what we're having to do is go in and spend a lot of money to physically clean out the sewer lines. And
Wow.
that means a lot of physical labor and a lot of work around the city on a daily basis in operating budget to actually go in and physically clean out sewer lines. And that means we're unclogging those grease balls that form in
That's
the
right.
sewer mains. The other thing that happens is flushable wipes
Ah.
end up getting caught on the
More
grease.
and more popular.
Yes, that's right, those flushable wipes, they are flushable,
Yeah.
but they don't disintegrate like toilet paper. So they get caught on that grease, and those clogs can develop, and the sewer wastewater then backs up into a home, into a business, or into the environment, which is something we don't want to see.
That's almost a great marketing piece for the people that make those flushable wipes, is they use the word flushable because everything is flushable
Sure,
in life.
sure.
It's the thought process of what happens with it once it goes away.
That's right.
And obviously, those actually cause more problems than what we ever realized, I think.
Yeah, that's right. And in fact, the water and sewer industry is working with those manufacturers
Good,
of those
good.
flushable wipes to help with the nomenclature, the branding of that product, and even to help with the way they're made. If they can be made more to disintegrate more, then that would also be beneficial. But as of right now, flushable wipes going down the toilet or grease going down your kitchen sink is something that we can all help avoid in the future, and that will mean that we won't have to invest as much money in higher costs in maintaining the sewer system.
Right. And I think an important phrase for us all to remember is, this is your sewer system, this is your water system individually as well, and if we'll all become a little bit more responsible for that. I know I grew up on a septic system, as we had talked about earlier, and we never put anything in the sink that was hard solids or grease or any of those things. They go in the trash or they go in the compost pile.
Right.
And I think many people don't think that way about the cities. sewer system or water system. It's just that we put it down the sink, it goes away, and that's great.
Right.
And we need to not think that way. We need to change our thinking and be a little bit more conservative in that avenue as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. The citizens of San Antonio own that sewer system.
Yes.
And anytime there's a problem with it, they have to pay to repair it through their water and sewer rates. And that's those issues. I think if we can get the public to help us, they can help us make a big change in the costs of maintaining the system. Just like our community responded to water conservation, they've changed their habits. We're conserving water like nobody else in the country. I think if we can change our habits when it comes to what we put down the drain, that will also be of great benefit to San Antonio in the future.
Awesome. Well, we want to thank Greg for coming today and for sharing with us some tips that I think that we will all find helpful. We appreciate your time, and we hope you've learned something, and don't forget to check out their website. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, Missy.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
to the Board of Realtors.
Thank you.